goal here, this is not practice, this is school, okay? We're here to learn, not just work hard, we're here to learn, okay? I feel like when you wrestle live, that's practice. We go out there and we're practicing technique. Right now, I need your brain, I need your mind engaged to soak all this in, to learn as much as you can, all right? Head inside single. You guys did this. All you guys did was a chase the ankle yesterday. I'll do a cut back right now. All right, so listen. Head inside single, chase the ankle. Let me lay for you out what we try to achieve here. We don't just randomly teach you a technique and it doesn't relate to anything else. This can. What's different here as opposed to everywhere else I've been an instructor at or a camper at, okay? I've worked for a lot. Everywhere else I went, okay, it was like this. You got some really great wrestler that comes in and he shows you a technique that's a good technique, a very valid technique. Then you have another guy come in and he show you another very valid technique, but there was no correlation between the two. That's not what we do here. We try to give you guys a system, okay? So we're trying to show you all these different scenarios, and if one thing doesn't work, then another one will, all right? So last night, you covered one scenario in a head inside single. You covered where the guy sprawls and we're able to get his weight to his knees. We're able to turn the corner and we're able to finish behind him. That's a head inside single, chase the ankle. You guys reviewed that, all right, what, 10 minutes ago, all right? You did a great job. Now that's only one piece of the puzzle. If we only have that one piece, right, then we're going to be kind of one-dimensional. And you know what? Sometimes we'll finish, and sometimes we won't. And that's not the way I want your wrestling to be. Your wrestling shouldn't be based on moves, all right? It should be based on movement. So no matter how he reacts, we're going to have an opportunity to score, all right? The whole key is making this guy react. We make this guy react by changing our level, changing our direction, changing our attack. All right, we do this, we're going to make him react some way, somehow, and then we use that reaction against him. All right, this time, last technique, here's what you did. You hit a head inside single, and you try to get behind him. All right, you try to get the weight up in the mat so he stays in one spot and you don't, and you go behind him. Very, very simple concept. Now, we're going to cover what happens if we can't do that. So we're not going to be able to get behind him. We're not going to be able to get behind him because I'm not going to be able to get the weight to his knee. I'm actually going to be the defensive guy now, right? And here's what's going to happen. Actually, where's Brad? Bradley? Okay. I'm going to be the defensive guy. You know what? Let me use RT. You be the defensive guy. Matthew's be the offensive guy. Can you shoot righty style? Yeah. Okay. Matthew's going to shoot a head inside single. Okay. As Matthew shoots a head inside single here, RT's squaring up and sprawling. So had I taught you guys defense, like week-long camp we do, weekend camp we probably don't usually. Like, here's what happens. RT's job as the defensive guy, he knows that Matthew wants to hit a head inside single chase angle. He knows that Matthew wants to get the knee to the mat and the elbow to the mat and go behind, if you already learned. So he's not going to let that happen. Ryan here says, I'm going to face you, I'm going to square up and sprawl, my feet go back, my hips come in, and usually actually here, he's doing this. He's trying to shove the head down. He's trying to shove the head down, square up and sprawl. Matthew, as a tough wrestler, isn't going to try to keep going behind here when that's not there. What he's going to do is he's going to use Ryan's reaction against him. He's going to change directions, and instead of going to his right, now he changes directions, he goes to his left. We call this a cutback. Here's what we do. Matthew's left foot is going to take a step forward. So if you remember last time, his left foot swung behind there. Now we go the opposite direction. Matthew steps forward with his left foot. As he steps forward with his left foot, he's going to try to change the direction of his hips. And he does that by windshield wiper in this back leg. So this back leg here, it's going to windshield wipers. Windshield wipers here, notice, he changes direction. Right? He brought his hips in front of his opponent. Same time that that's happening, his head went from an inside position to an outside position. The head came to the outside of the body. Notice, his head here, his ears on Ryan's left or right ribs, all right? Matthew's pulling his elbows. Same time, he's pulling his elbows back into his stance. And what he's doing is he's collapsing all of Ryan's weight to his left hip, all right? He's getting all this weight to commit to this direction. He does that by putting torque, twisting pressure on the ankle, knee, and hip. From here, that direction change that Matthew did is going to allow him just to drive right across and take Ryan to the mat. This is only going to work if Ryan is square up his ball. Let me be the defensive guy, Matthew. So, if Matthew shoots this shot and I go like this, what's Matthew's finish going to be? Chase the ankle. You guys need to know that. So, if I hit a behind knee, what's his finish?
Chase the ankle.
You need to know that. All right? Chase the ankle. Not cut back. He's not going this direction. He's chasing the ankle, right? But this time, Matthew can't get there. He can't get to the chase the ankle. Because as he shoots, I'm doing this. I'm pulling my leg back. I'm squaring up and sprawling. There's weight. There's pressure on Matthew. Not so much that he falls to the mat. Not so much that he posts his left hand. But enough that he knows he can't get behind me. All right? So here, he's going to use this direction change against me. All right? Notice, I went to my right. He's going to basically intersect me. Right? He's going to do what we call a cutback. He cuts me off. He intersects me. He does that by changing direction. Notice, he penetrates to his left knee. He windshield wiper at his right foot. And he cuts me out. Here's what we're doing with our body, with our partner. I shoot a head inside single. I go to my right. My first intention was to get behind him. I go to my right. I know from here I can't do that. For whatever reason, I didn't get my elbow to the mat. I didn't get his knee to the mat. Now, instead of me going to my right, I change directions. I go left. From here, I take a step. Notice my left foot steps forward. Not swings behind, it steps forward. As my left foot steps forward, watch my right knee. Watch this right foot. I'm going to windshield wiper, just like a windshield wiper in a car. I windshield wiper. As I windshield wiper, I change my direction, the direction of my hips. As I do that, I'm going to collapse Matthew's left hip, get weight to that left hip, and get him down to his butt. I shoot right, I step left. As I step left, here's what's happening. I'm penetrating. I'm driving my knee to the mat, and that brings my hips underneath me. When my hips are underneath me, I'm in my stance. Now I'm in a good solid position. I can raise him up if he's hanging over top. I can pull his leg under and cut him out. My whole goal here is to get weight to his left hip. I get weight to his left hip by changing direction and driving. Head inside single. I shoot a head inside single. This might be you guys that were a little bit extended. You're a little bit too far away. You didn't get your elbow to the mat. You were like this. He sprawls. Notice, I can't get my knee to the mat, or his knee to the mat. I can't get my elbow. My elbow wasn't elbow deep. Now I step. Notice, I'm trying to get out to this side. I'm trying to get to the outside here. I step with my left foot. I windshield wiper with my right foot, and I penetrate to my left knee here. From here, I will explode up. I will cut him out, and I'll get that takedown. Partner, you are the key. All right, defensive guy. It's your job to make him feel like the best wrestler on planet Earth. Okay, that's what I feel like. I try to make this guy feel like he's doing it perfect. I do that by giving this reaction in this scenario. He's going to head inside single, and I'm going to do this. I'm not going to stand here straight up and down. I'm not going to fall to my knee. I'm going to pull this leg back, and I'm going to be here. Notice, I pulled my left leg back. I'm kind of on my toes, and I wait on him. But I don't sprawl so much that Matthew gets down without extended here. If Matthew's here, he can't do it. I'll show you another technique in a second from this position. I need the offensive guy to keep the head and the chest high. If you bend over, if you put your hand on the mat, or your head on the mat, different scenario. Now we change the game plan. You guys got to stay here. Head and chest high, hips underneath us, so we can step and rotate. All right? Offensive guy, stay solid. You guys, little guys, I can't say any words that are going to make you understand this any better. But this is what has to happen. You must stay in your stance. You must keep your head and your chest high. If you don't, your head's going to be on the mat. There's no way you do a cutback against the stud. Defensive guy, please, I'm begging you here. Give him a good reaction. Pull that leg back, square up and sprawl. JC and RT, this is what it looks like when we start cranking them out. All right, we'll go slow to start, but this is what it looks like when we start cranking them out. Head inside single, changes direction, goes to a cutback. Notice he starts right, then they finish by going left. So they start by going to their right, then they switch and they go to their left. Here to here. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.